Hi guys, in this video I'm going to cover the content of Sources of Finance, which is part of GCSE Business, AQA. So short-term finance. Short-term finance is used to help a business maintain a positive cash flow. Short-term finance can help a business get through periods when the cash flow might be slow due to the time of season, and it can help a business bridge a gap due to delayed payment, which could help the business for a short period of time in order to cover their bills. And it can help the business have cash for manufacturing when there could be a sudden need or change in a customer order. Now, overdrafts is the first type of short-term finance. Overdraft is one of the most common forms of short-term finance. However, a business should use them carefully and only when they need, as it can become expensive due to the high interest rate that the bank will charge. With an overdraft, the bank can demand full repayment of an overdraft within 24 hours. And an overdraft will have a variable interest rate, and the cost of borrowing will change as the interest rate also changes. An overdraft can provide with flexibility, and a business will use an overdraft only when they need to. So the business will only have to pay the interest if they use the overdraft. Trade credit. The trade credit must be agreed with the supplier, and it forms a trade credit agreement with them. This method allows a business to get the raw materials that they need, but they can also pay for them at a later date. The payment is usually made when the business will turn the raw materials into products and then sell them to make income. Now, the terms and conditions that are usually involved in a trade credit is the credit limit, so the maximum amount of credit that will be available to the business. The credit period, so how long does the business have in order to pay the money back? It usually is within either 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. Frequency of payment, how often is the business required to pay? The method of payment, how is the business going to pay their money? It could be either through a check, a bank transfer, and the retrospective discount, a discount that a business could receive when they buy raw materials in a bulk. Now, long-term finance methods, there is personal savings, venture capital, share capital, bank loan, retained profit, crowdfunding. Personal savings is the first one. So personal savings is money that has been saved up by the owner of the business. This source of finance does not cost the business anything, and there's no interest that's charged on it. Venture capital. Venture capital is money that is invested by either an individual or a group of individuals that's going to be willing to take risk and invest into a business in exchange for an agreed profit. The venture capital will have a return on their investment, as well as be able to give advice on how the business should be run. Share capital. Share capital is money that is raised by shareholders through the sale of their ordinary shares. Now, buying the shares will give the buyer a part ownership of the business, and therefore this gives them certain rights in the business, such as the right to vote if there are any changes in the business. What's the advantages of share capital? Share capital is a permanent source of income, and the shareholders cannot have a refund on their shares. And there is no dividends to be paid if the business has a poor year financially. So dividends is not promised to a shareholder every year. However, what's the disadvantages of having a share capital? The more shares that are issued, the less control the owner is going to have over their business. The business becomes more vulnerable to the threat of a takeover as the business grows and sells more shares. A bank loan. A bank loan is money that is lent to a business that is paid off with interest over an agreed period of time. The rate of interest will be fixed, which means that the business will know in advance how much they need to pay back to the bank. To get the bank loan, a business the bank will have to apply to the bank, and the bank is then going to carry out financial checks and check if the business is reliable for a bank loan. The bank may require to secure the assets against the loan. So if a business is unable to repay the loan, the bank can demand that asset. Retained profit. When a business makes money, they can leave all their profit or some of it and then reinvest it back into the business. This source of finance, it doesn't have any interest charges and it does not require any dividends. Crowdfunding. Now, crowdfunding involves many people investing small amount of money into a business. Crowdfunding acts as a form of market research. So if people are not willing to invest into the business, that means that the business is not attractive. It gives an opportunity for individuals to start up a business even if they don't have funding. Crowdfunding will only be successful if the business is interesting, and it can be hard for a business to achieve their crowdfunding target. Hopefully this video helped you understand the sources of finance. If you like this video, then give it a like and subscribe to my channel. If you want to have updates on videos and resources, then follow my Instagram. If you want short business revision clips, then follow my TikTok. And if you want this PowerPoint, then head over to my test shop.